Hi everyone and welcome back to another card making video. Today I'm showcasing the Craft Your Life kit by Altenew. It has just been released and it comes with matching product. So this is the stamp set included in the kit. It's called Feathered Lilies and you get a super big stamp of lilies as well as many sentiments to play with. And let's take a look at the leaflet that always comes with Altenew stamps. It's a great starting point, it gives you lots of ideas as well as color combinations. But the fun part about these Craft Your Life kits is that you get so many coordinating products that the possibilities are endless. And of course you can stamp the flower and color it with your favorite mediums. And in the same kit you will get the big die to cut out the flower composition, the layering stencils, and there are actually 3 of them included, and definitely a must-have for me since I don't like coloring images for ages. And in those kits every month you will get a matching 3D embossing folder. This is absolutely gorgeous just because it matches perfectly with the stamp. It's going to align beautifully and you will see that in today's video. This can take your stamped image into the next level, but of course you can use it separately. And let's make a card. I'm going to start with stamping. This is a huge stamp, as you can see. I'm just trying to place it on top of a white panel. I'm going to keep the panel with the magnet down on my MISTI, but at the same time I'm going to use some masking tape just to make sure that it's not going to move on me. And then I'm going to stamp that with black ink. And when you are using such a big stamp, it's always handy to have one of those stamping platforms. 99% of the time you will not get a good impression from the first try. And let's add some color on the flower composition. Of course I just have to go with the layered stencils. They are super handy, they are very quick. The results are always stunning when I use those layering stencils. Plus you can easily do some blending and I'm going to show you today how to do it. So here I finished coloring all the leaves using that stencil. You can move on if you like, however if you want to add shadows, you can use a tiny blending brush like I'm doing here and add a touch of darker shade of green on some areas. I won't be introducing more colors for these shadows, I'm just using a lighter and a darker green. This type of ink blending through the stencils is really easy and quick to do. It gives beautiful results and you don't have to spend hours and hours of going back and forth with your alcohol markers to color an image. If you want to put together a card quickly, then the stencils are a great way to go. And that doesn't mean that you have to end up with a flat looking colored image. You can still have shadows and highlights by using this technique. So here I'm coloring some of the petals. Again, following the same technique, I applied a light color in the beginning and now with my smaller blending brush, I added some darker color at the base of the petals. That was the first layer of the 3 stencils included in the kit. On this first layer you will also find the center of the flowers, so I'm just going to quickly add some yellow there. And I will move on to the second stencil, trying to align it correctly. I will make sure that I tape it down with some masking tape and proceed with the same techniques. If you want to know the exact colors of ink that I'm using, the lighter green is lime and the darker one is fresh leaf. And then for the flowers I went with Pinkalicious as my light pink and the darker one is Razzleberry. These greens and pinks are my most used ones when it comes to coloring flowers. By the way, this video today is part of a blog hop. There are lots of giveaways to be won. Make sure to visit my blog to find out all about it. Plus, I want to let you know that Altenew has a 20% off on all of their stencils. There are stencils like these ones for putting together flowers, but there are also stencils for creating backgrounds. Stencils are already quite inexpensive, and if you get a 20% on top, then I think it is a great way to build up your collection. So here, as you can see, I did use the matching dies to cut out my flower composition, and now I am going to use the embossing folder. I will hold that die cut in place with some masking tape and run it through my die cutting machine. This is going to give an amazing look on your die cut. It's going to look really realistic. It is quite difficult to catch on camera, but all the petals, the center, the stamens, the flowers do have dimension on them. So not only the shadows that we created with the ink blending through the stencils, but also that embossing folder really helps that flower pop. And I really don't know if you can tell through the video, but it is really stunning in real life. And now let's put together the card. I'm working on a panel here which is already blue, however I'm inking up a part of it by using my Distress Oxide ink, and that's Salty Ocean if I'm not mistaken. I'm also going to stamp a little bit of text using the same ink, just imperfect, just in one side, to give it something extra, something interesting at the background. Then I did cut out a frame, and you can use any frame die that you have, or even rectangle dies, one inside the other, to create one. I happen to have these mega stamp frames that has that lovely stamped looking border, which I absolutely love. And I did cut it out. I want to have those flowers popping through that window. So I combined both the flowers and the frame together. You can see some of the flowers are coming out of the frame while others are at the back. And I'm just cutting out any excess leaves and flowers that I have. Now I have a white card base that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I placed with glue on top the blue panel on an angle, and then on top of that my flower and the frame on an angle again, just to make it look more interesting. Let's embellish the card by adding white pearls, and these are the Snowdrops by Lucy's Shop. Then of course I need to add a sentiment. For that I'm going with one of the sentiments from the stamp set that says "Sending big hugs." I'm just going to stamp it with black ink on white cardstock. And I don't know if you can tell here, but I do have a little smudge, a little boo-boo, which of course I'm going to cover up with placing the sentiment strategically. And I want to do something extra for the stamens at the center of the flower. I will go with some glitter. And this is my Nuvo glitter drops, and the color is White Blizzard. By the way, did you remember to hit the like button? Go ahead and do that if you do enjoy my videos. It really helps. And here is a close-up look. I am trying to catch the light for you. Hopefully you can see all the dimension. Absolutely happy with the result. I hope that you had fun, that you got inspired, and I'll see you all next time.